Q5021-2. May a pilot in the U.S. military use a current U.S. Armed Forces medical examination to exercise the privileges of an FAA Commercial Pilot Certificate? A. Yes, the military examination may be used for any civilian flight operations. B. No, the medical examination may not be used to exercise the privileges of an FAA Commercial Pilot Certificate. C. No, medical examination may not be used for any civilian flight operations. The correct answer is B. No, the medical examination may not be used to exercise the privileges of an FAA Commercial Pilot Certificate. The FAA requires that all commercial pilots hold a current medical certificate issued by an FAA-designated Aviation Medical Examiner, AME. The military medical examination is not equivalent to an FAA medical certificate and cannot be used to exercise the privileges of an FAA Commercial Pilot Certificate. If a military pilot wants to fly commercially, they must obtain an FAA medical certificate from an AME. The AME will conduct a physical examination and review the pilot's medical history to determine if they are fit to fly. Q5026. What flight time must be documented and recorded by a pilot exercising the privileges of a commercial certificate? A. Flight time showing training and aeronautical experience to meet requirements for a certificate, rating, or flight review. B. All flight time flown for compensation or hire. C. Only flight time for compensation or hire with passengers aboard, which is necessary to meet the recent flight experience requirements. The correct answer is A. A pilot exercising the privileges of a commercial certificate must document and record all flight time, showing training and aeronautical experience to meet the requirements for a certificate, rating, or flight review. Training time. This is the time spent training for a pilot certificate, rating, or flight review. It includes time spent in the classroom, in the simulator, and in the aircraft. Aeronautical experience. This is the time spent flying an aircraft. It includes time spent flying solo, with an instructor, and with passengers. The FAA requires that pilots document and record their flight time in a logbook. Q5025. What flight time may a pilot log as second in command? A. All flight time while acting as second in commanding aircraft configured for more than one pilot. B. All flight time when qualified and occupying crew member station in an aircraft that requires more than one pilot. C. Only that flight time during which the second in command is the sole manipulator of the controls. The correct answer is B. A person may only serve as second in command during the time that they are qualified to do so in accordance with the requirements of this section and are occupying a crew member station in an aircraft that is required to have more than one pilot according to the type certificate for the aircraft. Q5024. To act as pilot in command of an airplane that is equipped with retractable landing gear, flaps, and controllable-pitch propeller, a person is required to A. Make at least 6 takeoffs and landings in such an airplane within the preceding 6 months. B. Receive and log ground and flight training in such an airplane, and obtain a Logbook endorsement certifying proficiency. C. Hold a multi-engine airplane class rating. The correct answer is B. According to FAA FAR 61.31c, a person who holds a private pilot certificate with an airplane single-engine land, or C rating may act as pilot in command of an airplane that is equipped with retractable landing gear, flaps, and controllable-pitch propeller. Provided the person receives and logs ground and flight training in such an airplane from an authorized instructor and obtains a logbook endorsement from that instructor certifying the person's proficiency. Q5106. To act as pilot in command of an airplane with more than 200 horsepower, a person is required to A. Receive and log ground and flight training from qualified pilot in such an airplane. B. Obtain an endorsement from a qualified pilot stating that the person is proficient to operate such an airplane. C. receive and log ground and flight training from unauthorized instructor in such an airplane? The correct answer is C. According to FAA FAR 61.31c, a person who holds a private pilot certificate with an airplane single-engine land or C rating may act as pilot in command of an airplane with more than 200 horsepower, provided the person receives and logs ground and flight training in such an airplane from an authorized instructor and obtains a logbook endorsement from that instructor certifying the person's proficiency.